It's time to level up. Welcome back, guys, to Raising Kanan. Episode 6 of Season 1. We're into the second week of this. You're on the wrong side. You got to play the rules. Big Famous and Jukebox. I tell you what, that's actually a good song. I'll admit that. That's a good song. But what do we have happening this episode? Well, we do begin the episode with Raquel. She's trying to, sort these two flats out. The housing guy's there, he's no happy, and she's like, oh, how about we come to an arrangement later on? He's like, oh yeah, so it looks like Raquel's going to pump this guy into oblivion. Of course, that's not what went down. I'll tell you what went down. She dresses up nicely for the south side. Fucking south side. She dresses up for the south side's Jamaica Queen's ball, but then she goes over there, gets into a bit of a fight with that guy. I mean, I am skipping ahead in this episode, but I think it's easier to wrap the storylines up like that. So that's what happens in that regard. She does that. Hits him with a hammer. He falls to the ground. That is when Marvin comes along. Then Marvin's like ranting, raving to this guy after like she leaves, and he's like, "They don't fucking trust me, man. I'm Marvin. I'm a cool motherfucker." He's like, "Well, you won't actually see any of my future because you're dead." And what I don't understand, they're putting this guy in the wall. It's like, you've murdered this guy, right? The evidence is there that you've murdered him. I mean, what if that other guy, the housing guy, who is a bit more pally-pally but comes across as a shite bag, rats on them? I don't know, I think just leaving the body at the actual murder scene is a bit stupid, especially in the wall. Is that not gonna smell? So that's what I don't get. So we'll have to wait and see. Or is that Marvin playing the long game? I don't think he's betraying his family, but obviously the last couple of episodes, like, he has been, he has been coming across as not unwanted, but underappreciated, so to speak. He's been getting made fun of quite a lot. So maybe Marvin's just no happy. Maybe Marvin's like, you know what? I'm sick of getting made fun of here, and I don't want to get made fun of anymore. My name's Marvin. Maybe this is a contingency plan for him, but they all head to the ball. Prior to this, though, of course, you've kind of got Jukebox and Kanan. They're not on the best terms of falling out with each other. We did see Lulu, who I mixed up in earlier episodes. I've seen some comment. I remember actually mixing them up. I think it's weird, though, because Lulu looks so much older than Marvin to me, but he's the youngest brother. And I get it, just because you're the youngest doesn't mean you actually have to look the youngest, but to me, I think Lulu looks as if he's got about 10 years on Marvin, and that may sound crazy. It's not, but we see Scrappy, of course. I think I kind of forgot to mention this in one of the previous reviews last episode. We've seen Raquel go to him, so it looks like he's planted himself inside of Unique's business, but they're going to do a hit tonight at this music festival. I just wonder who. So, we've got that policewoman sniffing around, trying to get information out of Jukebox. Is no happening. Hard, he's going around. He goes to his doctor. He's like, theoretically, if I had a son, could he be the bone marrow transplant I need, sort of thing? And she's like, well, how old's your theoretical son? He's like 15. And she's like, well, we'd normally need the age be 18 and over, but we can make exceptions. So I don't know. I feel like this guy's probably gonna die, and Kenan won't even find out it's his dad. I think that Cop Hard will be one of the bigger deaths this season. That's a prediction, not a spoiler. I'm not too sure, but the re-up has been dropped. The product, they're not getting it anymore. Unique's bought out Raquel, Screw, and Big Bob for The Walking Dead. Barksdale for The Wire, whatever you want to call this guy. I can't actually remember what his name is. So it's all over for him at the end of the day. It is all frickin' over for the big man. It really, really is. How they're going to get their drugs, we'll have to wait and see. How we're going to hit Unique. Well, they do have a mole planted within the organisation, but we get to the big music festival, and I actually thought this was one of the best scenes. I honestly think this whole sequence was one of the best scenes across like the Power universe. Like, for me, I don't know. It was like, with Kanan giving the monologue, he's like, rappers are just talking about stuff like that they haven't done and what they've seen on the news, but pretend that they're actually in it. But the real gangsters out there, the real players, they aren't rapping about this shit. and it hit deep. It made you realise, like, yeah, like all these guys talk fucking shite, and it was good. And seeing Kanan's face kind of drop when he realised, he's kind of like looking at Famous and Jukebox in disgust, especially Famous, because obviously we know that Jukebox goes on to be a police officer and a pretty corrupt one, but a gangster in her own right. But Famous, I don't know. I don't think he's ever gonna really amount to anything. But while this is all going down, looks like Sympathy and Raquel have split up with each other. Again, I could see Sympathy getting killed and she's like, I can never forgive myself, sort of thing. Maybe not, who knows? But Scrappy and the other guy barge in the back door because obviously they're not allowed in the front door. Got a few guys for Brooklyn not getting on with the South Side guys, and they're kind of chatting up the wrong people here, so to speak. Nicole, she smokes her first joint. These guys come in, they're singing, play by the rules, there's a straight line. But Kanan giving his wee monologue. Scrappy then finds out last minute that we're actually whacking Lulu, and then Lulu turns around and sees Scrappy. Scrappy touches his nose, has to say, it's you, do something. So then Lulu starts a fight, and obviously Scrappy and the Hitman have to run out, but then the Hitman's like, here, you're the fucking mole, we know Raquel just planted you in here. And they're absolutely right. And then the episode ends with Kanan. Well, it ends kind of like a sex montage sort of thing. Kanan returns home, and Oiko's like, your boy, is that your door? And then they run outside, and Scrappy's dead, dumped at their front door. So anyway, guys, that is it for this episode. I'm going to give it we'll get an 8 out of 10. As I said, I really loved that whole music scene, but I think the rest of the episode was quite weak, but that definitely elevated it for me. So anyway, guys, 8 out of 10. Till next time, peace.